No, so the they say imitation is the highest form of flattery, but unless the imitation is so bad, it looks like you were trying to draw from memory, with the non-dominant hand while blindfolded or something like that. It's but whatever. If you're going to copy something, copy it. Good job. So, so episode 31.
It is 31.
Welcome to the highest rated podcast in the monument industry.
In the world.
That makes it in the world. Number one, we're going to say with a bullet because I'm sure I've got one around here somewhere. But We Rock Podcast. If you haven't, if you don't know who I am, I'm Tony Watson. I've done a thing or two. I don't know. And then we've
recipient of numerous awards.
And then we've got Austin Cassara there, and then we've got our guest with us for today, Joe Cassara of Supreme Memorials up in New York. Joe's been a good buddy of mine for a couple of years now. He's a pretty all right guy. So
it's not in the same clubs as you, but I'm an all right guy.
We're working on that. It's some of the clubs are not necessarily all that exciting. But no, we got Joe on because he's going to give a talk up at the MONUCON that's getting put on as well, and figure we go over some of that and then talk a little MONUCON. But how are things going up there in New York? Y'all got like that white stuff on the ground, don't you?
No, New York has been pretty cold. New York City, New York State. We've been spared any snow, more about a dusting. I know down south they received, closer to home, like Atlantic City, which is about 90 miles away. They got like 9 inches of snow recently.
Jeez.
Pittsburgh's been getting hammered. But the north, we haven't been getting much snow, which is good. We were supposed to get some snow this weekend, but we didn't get it. So on a day like today, which was like 38 degrees, you guys were out sandblasting. So we're out sandblasting, we're out setting, we're getting work done.
Can't beat that.
Up in your part of the world, is there kind of a general cutoff to where y'all stop doing outside work for a period of time?
As long as there's no snow on the ground where I am in the city, we can work in mostly any cemetery. Some have cutoffs a day before Christmas until March 15th. But most of them don't. As long as there's no snow on the ground, we can work.
Okay.
Then,
Austin, did you get snow on that last one?
Yes, sir, I did.
Man, jeez. We've got now currently, and this is College Station, so I don't know what it looks like for you, Austin, and on Tuesday. Yours is going to be worse. Joe, yours is going to be worse anyway, regardless of whether mine's bad or not.
Right.
So, Tuesday for us is a high of 33 with a low of 16, and which is not a big deal if you're up north. The big deal is right now they're saying 50% chance of snow showers, and if they're starting the thing with 50% chance of snow showers, I'm guessing that means we're screwed.
Well, as long as you don't have to call me that your pipes are frozen again, you'll be all right.
No. Like, what do I do? No, actually, here's the bizarre thing.
I'm like, no.
I haven't quite figured out what we're going to do because I got a call this morning. The crane's supposed to get installed next week on the truck, and they want me to bring it down a couple days early. Well, the day that they gave me for the install is the 24th, which is Thursday. And I'm on the phone with a lady, and I go, "You're in Houston, aren't you?" She says, "Yeah." And I said, "Did you look at the weather?" She goes, "Yeah." And I said, "What day do you think you want me to bring that truck down there?" Well, okay, just let me know.
Tomorrow's looking good. Tomorrow's looking like a good day.
No, we had this conversation just off air. It's I don't work on Saturdays.
That's not work. That's getting shit done.
By appointment only.
It is. It's on the door.
You guys got the life down there, I tell you.
I've tried to get you to come down here, man. I've tried.
The problem is, once I go down there, I'll be working for you. I'll be the janitor. I'll be sweeping up, all your granite dust. No problem. Whistling. They never get rid of it.
But the problem is I'm going to have to put you there because none of the other Southern guys around here are going to be able to understand you. I can't put you in sales. They're not going to know what you're saying.
That's all right. I had enough sales in my lifetime. I'll be fine. Give me the broom. Give me the shovel. I'm all right. I'm good.
All right. So we've got our flights booked to head to Syracuse. And it's going to be a great trip. So we're going to be, we got to pedal our way. Actually, I think that's the truth. Whenever it comes from flying in from Reagan to Syracuse, I think, do we have to help pull the plane backwards on the rubber band?
Yes, we're gonna have to help with the pushback and then the wind up like you're talking about.
Yeah, and then
when you're in Syracuse too. You need to get out and push the plane to the tarmac as well, so you're used to it.
At least it'll be nice and soft landing. I mean, the fresh powder of snow there will be all right. So you may not stop because you'll hit the ice and just keep going. But there's a fence at the end of the runway, I understand. So
you'll stop somewhere.
You can't slide forever.
Right. We're excited to have you guys at MONUCON, man.
Man, this is going to be a lot of fun.
We're thrilled. We're pumped.
We're working
the sad thing is, well, I'm a little. I'll tell you, I'm a little nervous, and I'm not nervous like I'm nervous to get up and speak. But I'm nervous because the last time I was up there, I had a blast. It was a phenomenal event. It was one of the best conventions I'd ever gone to. But I left there, and then the world shut down 2 weeks later.
Oh no!
We're really cleaning that up for you, right? You heard about this bird flu, right?
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So we've already set it up to happen again. I mean, I guess at least we know how this works this time, right? It's.
Listen, we're in the industry. We can use a good pandemic. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. There's nothing like a pandemic for the books. Hey, I mean, that's.
And so I've already started buying some N95 masks. I think it's wise to go ahead and get ahead of it.
just so you can start your own Etsy shop selling masks. Then
we're gonna paint them too. So it's I think it makes good wise sense. That way you can have. We figure we'll have the ones that have the Dallas Cowboys logo on them because they'll suck just as bad as all the other masks anyway, right? Oh man!
I don't say anything as a Jets fan, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Well, that's okay. As a Texans fan, we play Kansas City tomorrow, so I'm sure by the time this is aired, we will no longer be playing in the playoffs. So we'll see how this goes.
I've never pulled for the Texans that much ever, but tomorrow I definitely am going to.
Well, yeah, because it's Travis Kelce and what's her name versus the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Even the referee's a part of the team, right? They got the,
absolutely. Well, as an Aggie fan, I fully understand that. It's how that's been our plight for life is it's they're always for the other team. So, but so what are you're speaking up there at MONUCON? What are we talking about?
I am giving my first seminar ever for the monument industry. Pretty excited about it. Been working on it for a while. I'm talking about know your worth. For the monument industry, know your worth, man. It's just something that I don't think many of us look at ourselves and our companies as a super special niche industry. That's really what we are. We are. If we were a brewing company, we'd be a craft brewing company, right?
Well, I mean, how is it? Yeah. That's been one of those things for a real long time, right? Where it's like, people don't want to pay $400 for a final date. Like, I get it, but take them with you to go set up and see how they feel about it. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. I mean, dadgum, a buddy had the guy called the guy to come fix his refrigerator the other day, and it's just one part. It took him 20 minutes to do it, and it was like a $800 fix. You're like, right. And it's not like he was doing anything labor intensive or skilled.
That's one of the topics I'm going to talk about is the service part of the industry, right? Yep. So you just brought up, an appliance service, about $800 to fix a refrigerator. Well, that when you make that call to see if it's going to be covered under warranty or whatever, it's not covered under warranty. They're going to charge you anywhere from $99 to $259 or more just to come to your house and see what the problem is, right?
Yeah.
So when you're doing a deck date, why are we not charging to do a site visit fee? I do.
Yeah.
I'm one of the only people that do. And you know what?
Well, and for you, it makes so much sense for you, right? I mean, what are they going to do? Like, no, I'm not paying that. Like, oh, I've got to pay tolls just to get there and look at it.
Yeah. What about time? What about, gas? What about insurance? Wear and tear on your truck. I don't know. The service area is how big?
Our regular service hour or area is 60 miles.
60 miles.
So,
okay. So,
yeah.
So so both of you guys, 60 miles. So if you leave your shop and you got to go do a date of death, now you guys probably cut it right on site. I'm not sure. Or do you look at the stone first and say, oh, this might be a frosted outline. This might be for Marco. This might be.
We want to see it first. I don't have a cutter on my truck, which is probably something that should change, but it's, long. You can get into a lot of details on that. And my guy's not ready to necessarily fool with that stuff yet.
No, that's fine. Because that's what we do. We want to see it first, make a rub of it. We want to assess the stone. We got to check it for cracks, chips, if it needs to be cleaned. We want to provide the full service, the full aspect of the service. And I'm charging you $200 to go out there. You don't like to kick rocks. Yeah, my competition might do it for free. He has plenty of time. He's not doing work. We're busy, man. We're busy. For us to operate, we need that drip. We need the weld. We do 2,000 engravings a year. Full dates. So it's like beloved wife, mother, PETA, 1900, 2024. And we stack vertically here. So I know you guys go wide to our average stone.
It's changing. It is changing here. Yeah, we are seeing more vertical stack stuff because of space, just because they're not wanting to buy two plots. So, which is fine by me. We're still selling the same size stone. We just go up.
Yep.
Right.
Just turn it.
Yeah.
So it's about so part of my seminar is just super service fees. Know your worth. Know what. There's not many people who can do what we do. I cannot fix my dishwasher. I know it. I'm not going to fuck around with it. I'm not getting electrocuted. I'm not making the thing worse.
I want to see Joe go in and grab the tools and walk in there and just no.
Learned a long time ago. I'll tell you what else I don't. I don't paint.
I don't paint.
No. Nope. That was the dumbest decision I ever made whenever I built my shop, because I helped frame this place up. I didn't do the sheetrock. I hired a sheetrock crew, but I was like, I'm going to save money and I'm going to save money and I'm going to paint the place myself. And about after like 3 rolls up and down with that roller, I was like, I screwed up. This is the dumbest decision I've ever made. I hate painting. And then of course you finish it all and it needs a second coat, but you're sitting there staring at it, trying to justify in your mind, it's fine. I mean, no, it needs a second coat.
No, man, I did that as an odd job while I was starting my shop, and I swore to myself I'd never do it again. And we actually just recently repainted a few rooms. So our master bedroom, redid all of the stain on the outside of the house where we've got the cedar, and then I repainted our laundry room where the dogs used to stay when we were gone. And I paid that guy $1,000, and I was happy to do so, and didn't bat an eye about it. I thought that was cheap. He could have come at me for $2 and I'd have still paid him.
One thing in this day and age that sets us apart from a lot of others, and I can say right now, because one of my guys, he has his truck pulled in the shop right now because he's got a transmission line that's leaking. And he got on YouTube and watched how to do it. And so now he's back there doing it to save a few bucks. And that's what a lot of people do, say, like, if your dishwasher broke, are you capable of fixing it? Probably you are. You can go on YouTube. You can watch videos of how to do it. Now, there are videos on YouTube of people engraving rock. And you can see how to do it, but do you have an air compressor? Do you have a pressure pot? Are you able to cut your stencil? Do you even know what the hell you're doing? That's
right.
one thing that sets us apart. Like, you just
Blow
can't
out
get on
those.
YouTube and figure this one out.
You
Get
can
to an
pay me
art.
$350 to go do it, or you can go spend, $5,000 for equipment and then go do it yourself.
That's right. Well, that's another part of my little talk I'm giving about is it's a high barrier of entry to come into our world, you
Mhm.
know, and we're niche. We're super niche, man.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we need to, engravers and monument guys, they used to be respected. Now, I don't know what happened. The world turned and it was like,
Yeah.
I can get a monument done in China and ship it to you. Will you set it for me? I'm not setting it for you.
No.
Good luck. Good luck. Said, I carry $5 million liability insurance. Do you have insurance? That's right.
I even told a family not that long ago, it's not because I'm trying to be rude, and it's not because I don't want you to be helped, but you're trying to save a buck, and I get it, but you're asking me to take on the liability and put you ahead of the 160 odd customers I have currently that trust me to take care of their stuff. Those people are my priority. You are not. And I'm not going to go make, pennies to take care of you when these families have trusted me to do more.
Definitely so.
Yeah, man. So I know I'm speaking with two gentlemen here that understand, the value that we bring to our consumers and to our clients. But I do know that there are some people in tough situations where their market has turned. Either cemeteries are selling inscriptions or monuments, and they're kind of forced to compete where they shouldn't be competing. They should be putting the screws to them, pointing out the mistakes that are being made.
Oh yeah.
That engraving doesn't match. What do you mean it doesn't match? Oh, here's the proper stencil. You should get a new stone.
Yeah.
And at one time here in the Northeast, and I'm not sure how it is in your market, but in my particular market, I'm only talking about Maine, New York City. It could be different in Long Island, could be different in Jersey. Partnerships with funeral homes, was like we were like, together. Hey, you take care. Joe will take care of you. They were not looking for handouts. They were not looking for anything. They just wanted their families to be taken care of because they knew they did 6 generations before Aunt Susie passed away, and they're going to do Aunt Susie and all her siblings and the kids and the kids' kids.
Right.
Plus, in New York, it's transient now. There's no more families are not living here in New York, so everything's about grabbing the dollar. They're selling the flowers, they're selling the caskets, they're selling anything. They want to sell the monument as well. They ain't selling my product. They're not selling my product. I compete with the funeral homes. I'm not, I can get something done in 2 hours if I need to get it done. I'm not going to do it for anybody else. That's
and I'll say that it depends on where you're at on those different things. So we're fortunate enough that there are a handful of funeral homes that buy from us, and they're we're pretty exclusive with them. In other words, I won't sell around them to their competitors, but they are. I've got one here in town. I've got one in Austin that's actually an SCI cemetery and funeral home that buys from us, and we bend over backwards to take care of them because they're not sending us cheap stuff. They're sending us expensive stuff, and you're like, great, man. They're not a hassle. But man, I've had some in the past where it's like pulling teeth to do stuff. Now, the way I set it up is different too, because I know that the tradition for many years has been to give them a commission on a sale. I don't do that because my problem with it is several things. One, I got to 1099 them. Right. I got to give them a price book. I got to 1099 them. So instead, what I do is they'll call me. I'll do the design. And I give them a 25% off a retail price. Or maybe it's 20% or something to that effect, right? A percentage off of retail. And they've got to handle the customer. They've got to make sure the permit's filed or whatever and marked, all that kind of stuff. And I tell them what the retail charge is, what I would charge for it retail. The number they put on it is up to them. So traditionally, most people would be like, oh, I'm going to give them 15% or a 20% commission check. I've already discounted it that much. Mark it up that much or more. Make however much you want on it. I don't care. If you want to double what I've given you, double it. Makes no difference to me, you know. But now I've not just shortchanged them. I've let them go out there and get as much as they want, and in doing so, they're happy to deal with me. Right? They can go out and I'll talk through and answer all their questions. But for me, that works here. They are buying from me. I know that it seems like SCI is kind of moving that way with some of their funeral homes, but the private funeral homes don't want to do it. I'm seeing private funeral homes still trying to buy direct from the suppliers. You know, the suppliers are going to do what they got to do to make a buck too. I get it. But they are.
I will tell you that one of the biggest vault companies is a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway's, and they're moving into the mining industry in our area.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
no, I knew that. I know that firsthand from. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was Jonathan, I think, man, that asked me this. Said, what about? Have you heard about them? The vault companies selling monuments? And I said, yeah. And he said, what do you think about it? And I go, it depends. Is it who's the one selling it? Is it the vault company selling it to the funeral homes? Is it the vault guy trying to sell it to the families? Who's selling these monuments? Because truthfully, still, there's no education in this. They're not competing with me, you know, right. Because it's not the same thing. They're still selling out of catalogs. It's these, what's the old adage? The jack of all trades and master of none. When you're in the funeral home, that's what you are. It's you can do a lot of things. You know a lot about a lot of things, or a little about a lot of things.
Well, and you can see
enough
why
to be dangerous.
100%. And you can see why the vault companies are wanting to get into the monument business, just because if the rate of cremation's going up, it's hurting them. So they're at least trying to clamor back whatever they can still on these traditional services.
Which is bizarre, because I've actually reached out to them trying to get them to set up a contract. I don't want to sell big full burial vaults, but I want the opportunity to be able to sell cremation vaults, because there's so many cremains getting buried, and I can't get a lick of them to call me back.
Why don't you just make a mold and do them yourself?
I'm halfway there, but I wanted their warranty behind it, so somebody would back it, and it's a name brand that people could find. But I have zero problem making my own. I just want to, like, if I'm going to do it, it seems to me like, let's go ahead and pick your name brand, be the one that sells it, you know, that provides it.
Well, at least with that, you can read. I mean, especially if you have a good relationship with the funeral home in your area, you can work a deal with them for those cremation vaults.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're still getting to sell it. And if anything, you know, you're going to be the one that recommends if there is any certain, like if somebody comes in ahead of time, at least for it, you can at least recommend them for it.
But no, you're absolutely right. We tend to shortchange ourselves quite a bit. What we're doing is completely different, especially on, if you're selling out of just a regular catalog. I'm not even sitting here saying you're a bad guy or you don't know what you're doing or whatever. But you're shortchanging yourself there, because there's more opportunity if you can, one, teach yourself to do something a little different, try to push your elements a little bit, just start researching, seeing what's out there. But you have to set yourself out different from the same guy doing the same thing down the street, and be knowledgeable about what you do. Heck, that's half of the deal when it comes to things like, School of Hard Rocks and those kind of education deals. It's teaching you how to be better at your craft. You know, Ron Clamp has his sandblast class, same thing, you know? So it's teaching you to be better at your craft, so that not necessarily so you're charging more, which you should be doing, but so that you are now set apart from everybody else. You should be charging more for it, but if you're not going to do that, at least be better at it than everybody else.
Well, let me ask you two gentlemen another question. Do you guys charge a setting or installation fee as a separate line item on your contract? And I know you might have it figured in, but do you add a separate line item for a setting or installation?
It is not a separate line item. It is built into our pricing structure. We've accounted for it, and built it into our pricing structure because it gets confusing. What I find is on our end, families will go, well, what if we just install it ourselves? Well, look, it's really the same price. I still want the same amount of money for it. And because it's still the same headache, and you're going to ask me to warranty this or whatever, and I can't do all that. So
I get that. I get that. But if you have it all figured in and you now add we'll use a simple number like $100. You add $100 fee on there. Hey, if you sold 1,000 monuments at the end of the year, you have that $1,000. It's money right, bottom line dollar. Yeah. And then if they want a discount on there, well, you know what, I can't give you the warranty, but I'll take off the sending fee for you because Mrs. Smith, you're such a nice lady. That's the first thing you can discount.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get hit for a lot of discounts, but I mean, these are bottom line dollars. If I order a couch or I order an appliance or I order chairs, I get hit with a delivery fee. And that truck is coming right from the company I ordered it from 99% of the times.
Well, and that's one of those things. I mean, like other end, it's how many times have I said, we're getting the monument industry to change is like dragging them into the 19th century, and like we're so far behind, and like all these other companies, it's such an expected practice in every other business. Heck, if I order. I've got folders that we hand out to our customers, like all of our printed, branded stuff and all that kind of thing like that. If I order it from them, there's a setup fee, right? Sure. And there's a delivery fee still. All that kind of extra stuff. If I go pick it up, that's fine. I got to drive across town, but they're going to deliver it, and it's it's nominal $20 or something like that.
Well, heck, even talking about ordering folders, because I do the same. I have my branded folders. Whenever I ordered those, I had to pay an artwork fee, even though I supplied them with the artwork. Oh, yeah. And here we are. We're actually drawing things for people, and a lot of people aren't factoring that in.
Yeah.
But a lot of times whenever people order things like that, they just go ahead and check the box. They're like, yeah, of course there's going to be an artwork fee. But for some reason, the vast majority of our industry can't even get that across.
Yeah. Well, and it becomes very difficult when, it becomes very difficult when you're competing on the same level, meaning you're selling the same, your product looks the same as the guy down the road. When y'all are competing over who's cheaper by $50, right? Then it gets very difficult to have these kind of things, because what you're talking about at that point in time is, hey, we've got a setup fee or an art fee. Well, they don't have that down the road. Well, then you're not doing the same thing I'm doing, and you're not doing the same thing any of us are doing here, which is setting yourself apart to the point where they're coming to you specifically for what you do. You've been highly rated. You've been highly sought after because of the quality of you. Like I want to help out every family, and I want to help out the families that can't do much, but there's ways to go about it. And that's kind of what I'm even going to be talking about is that I can't sell that in my area. Well, just because it looks flashy doesn't mean it's huge. And it doesn't mean that you can't do that artwork on a smaller scale. Set yourself apart differently. And it's kind of apropos that I'm going ahead of you on this, because I can talk about setting yourself apart differently. And then once you've done that, then Joe, you're coming in and be like, you need to charge for what you're worth.
Yeah. And I'm also going to say, let's talk about price anchoring.
Yeah.
You guys know what price anchoring is? I guarantee most people in this industry do not know about price anchoring. And the people listening right now, if you don't know price anchoring, it's about setting expectations as soon as your potential client walks in the door. And you know who does an unbelievable job at price anchoring is our funeral directors. When you walk into their showroom, the first casket you see, and again, I'm talking about my market. I don't know about your market, but maybe it's something similar. You walk in under the lights, the shiny, triple sealer, copper casket or mahogany wood. It's their most expensive casket, and it has a price on there. If it's $25,000 or $30,000, boom, it's right in their face. And the family goes, oh my God, 30. They look to the left. The next casket's, 22,000, and they look to the right, it's like 16,000. Like, okay, I'm gonna go right. Now that they might make more profit on that $16,000 casket than they do on that $30,000 casket, but they're setting their clients up to go. This is real. This is a price. Oh my God, $30,000. Oh, this is less expensive. Oh, this is something I'm more comfortable with. When you walk into my office, I have a beautiful single die. Just single. It's African Impala. Has a beautiful hand rock border on there. Just a simple cross on it. 12,500. Right as soon as you walk in, you look to the left. I have a sculpturing of the Madonna, the street Madonna. She's like $9,500. You go the other way. I have the freaking Chinese angels, $5,500. And this is all for this one particular cemetery.
This isn't, but even still, this practice is done everywhere else, right? I mean, if you go to Best Buy and you're trying to buy a TV, like I'm going to go pick up a TV at Best Buy. I'm not talking Walmart. The TVs you're looking at,
you're not
hanging on the wall. Yeah, those aren't the cheap ones. The cheap ones are in the box, still sitting on the floor, right? The ones that they've got showing you, they're displaying. Those are the expensive TVs. Those are the ones you're going, is this real life? Can I stick my hand through the thing? Am I really here? Like they've updone their colors. You can buy that TV. You'll never get it to look that way at your home. No. It's not going to happen. But those are the expensive TVs. They've already done that. You've been done that. And even down to your car dealership. When's the last time you went and bought a car? It's the same thing. All the nice cars sit right up front. And then
every option.
You go look at those are the high end. Yep. And then it's you walk into the showroom. You walk into that Chevy dealership showroom. What's sitting inside that dealership showroom? A Corvette.
Always.
And it's likely whatever the high end Camaro is, or whatever the next comparable thing is. It's probably the high end Silverado half ton. Mm-hmm. So. I mean, that's what they want you to see, see these numbers. And if I can get you, you may be shocked by this number, but then the problem is now I've stepped down and the next number is not that bad. Right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So,
and this is things we need to bring to the industry as a whole. Mm-hmm. We need to, like you said, we need to be dragged into the 1900s.
Yeah.
And for whatever it is, our industry, as great as we have a great presence nationally, they're not touching on what helps the memorialist to stay in business and grow, right? Because if you're not growing, you're dying.
Well, that's 100%. And I think the other thing that we run into is as memorialists is we think that, we've got to help this family out. I've got to help this family out, right? And it's that every family that walks in the door, I get it, because I'm the same way. But I can't help the next family out if I haven't done what I need to stay established. If I have shortchanged myself, there is no me to help out the next family. No, and that I need to adjust what I'm seeing as helping out the family.
Right, and you should always show compassion towards your families, but also make sure you're showing compassion towards your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Our businesses are our babies. We have to nurture. We have to let them grow. My family business was 74 years. That doesn't, if we're not making money to pay our employees, we wouldn't be in business.
That's a big one too, is that we get lost in, I've got to sell this family can't afford da. Well, you know what? My staff still wants to be able to pay their mortgage.
That's right.
And maybe they got to, you just said, Austin, that your guy's out back working on his transmission. So he's having transmission problems, and I know you and I've talked about what we pay privately. And so I know you pay him well enough and he's just fixing it. But the point is that there are other guys out there that their shop guys have transmission problems too and need to fix it. You got to pay them so they can cover that stuff. So when things happen in life, it's not a headache.
Yep.
Heck, yesterday, one of my guys, his girlfriend was in the hospital, and she's out. I mean, so it wasn't as big. It wasn't as emergent as it could have been, I guess. So everybody's okay, but When he called me, he goes, I'm coming in. I'll be in at 9. I'm like, no, stay home, take care of her. You know, and having it for me to be able to afford that ability to do that, got to be able to charge them. You know, stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Life happens, but life doesn't just happen to the families we serve. It happens to us too, and we got to cover all that.
Right, boys.
100%.
That is correct. And with my seminar, after your seminar, because your seminar is great. I said before, I loved it, and you know, me and my brother implemented that. You know,
Good.
and you know, and I just one of the people, the wholesalers I deal with, the end of the year they had a little crunch. They needed to make a quick sale. They gave me an unbelievable price on granite that I used, and well, bought a shit ton of it. Because I'll tell you what, we have the only product, right, that you can buy it and leave it out in the yard, in the sun, in the rain, in the snow, and you can come back to it in 10 years and it's more valuable.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. There is nothing else like it.
No.
I mean,
you're not
blocks
you're
of
not getting that out of the Dow Jones. That's not going to happen.
No.
So.
You're not getting it out of a bottle of wine, you know, unless you store that wine properly. I mean, you guys know, many people might not know, I have a cigar business, and yeah, you can age cigars, but if you don't have the humidity right, or if you have an issue, you can lose the whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
But granite, just take off those steel bands, stack them up on pieces of plastic, and they'll be good 20 years.
You know, it's funny because you say that you say that, and you know, I smoke cigars, and I've got my little humidor, and I've probably got it over full right now, and I'm having to baby the humidity in that thing right this second and keep a constant eye on it because there's almost too many of it in there to
sapping it all
for that
up.
just to sit. Yeah, it's sucking it up. So I'm having to constantly watch it. But
probably have a little leak.
Yeah, I probably do. Yeah. But you know, with all the rock I've got outside, it's just sitting out there, and it's been set. I hadn't touched it. I mean, I've got stuff; it's all sold or whatever. But man, if it sits out there 10 years, I can still grab one off and use it. So
we just found, we were doing inventory, and we found like 20 pieces of that old Canadian Laurentian pink granite.
Oh, and you can't find that's been gone for what, 15 years?
Yeah. And we found a couple of pieces of Warsaw red, that Rib Mountain red.
Ooh. Yep.
How you doing? You know? Hey,
no kidding.
Get this home.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hold on. Do you want to put out your phone number? Because I guarantee you there's monument guys looking for that stuff right now.
They are not for sale. They are for my clients when they come in. They're blank. They're a blank canvas. Let's go. That's it. You know, and that's some of the stuff. Now, you can't do that with all the granite that all the companies are selling because there is a lot of, I'm going to use the word cheap. There is a lot of cheap granite that comes to the States from overseas. Now, there's a lot of good granite that comes from,
but
you got to know who you're buying from, you know, who you're dealing with, you know, type of.
But and that's why, like, I know there's a number of people now that are direct importing and whatnot. I haven't bought into that yet. I'm not saying somebody's wrong for doing it, but I don't have the time to do the research to figure out who's good and who's not. And fortunately, buying directly from U.S. companies that are importing on their own, who are going to back up what is coming in, is the way I've been, because one, I'm supporting the people that support our regional association, which has been kind of a thing for me for a long time. It's if you're going to do it, and the same thing like for MONUCON, right? You're gonna support those that are supporting you and backing you for what you do. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know how to look at a block that's and know that it's not been dipped in oil, right? So,
or it doesn't have any little fissures in there. They're going to start to show and become big problems in 10 years.
Yep. Well, that's just about any black granite that's sold in the South anyway. So,
hey, but I'm in love with that Canadian black granite. I don't know. I like the rock pitching on it. It looks like diamonds, man.
Oh, we've been playing with so Dakota calls it Superior Black, and Cold Spring calls it Masabi. We've been playing with a lot of that. It's such a beautiful color. And if you put, we actually realized this the other day. If you put Impala next to it, it's the same stuff, man. It looks so close, and it breaks so well. I worried about it. I'm like, I didn't want to put a chisel to it, and I go, no. I finally broke some the other day, and it broke so clean. It was not like breaking Absolute Black. Man, it works really well. Has a great color to it. So we've sold a few pieces out of that, but yeah, no, it's good stuff. But man, I'd say we're excited coming up there. It's coming up. It's just around the corner now.
And sending a limousine for you guys at the airport. You know what I mean?
And
after you guys plane in to the hangar, it's
gonna be the limousine that stops the airplane right at the end of the runway. Hey, and Austin, you don't know this yet, but I'm sharing this now, so you get to hear this firsthand. Joe and I have been kind of talking this week a little bit, and the folks at MONUCON have actually hooked up not just us, but the people that are listening to the We Rock podcast. So you and I had thought that they were going to give out one registration, right? This is actually better than that. So they are going to, for any listener, any one of the people that want to go to MONUCON that listens to We Rock, or they share the code, I don't know, whatever happens, they are eligible for a 50% off registration fee. Is that right?
That's right. The whole weekend registration fee, 50% off, only for We Rock podcast listeners.
And so I do have a code. We'll end up putting it in when we into the. I'm not going to put it when we post it because I'm going to make you have to listen. But we'll probably put it in the description somewhere. I don't want it to be just up there and like, oh, what is this? Ha ha. You know, maybe you have to listen. But it's for those of y'all who are writing it down. It's the code is 768-233-8274. Again, it's 768-233-8274. And that's assuming my dyslexia didn't mess that up. So,
good. and that's running. That's running awesome. Until the 30th of the month. So,
oh wow! So that's all month. So that way you're, man, that's gonna be perfect for these guys.
Yep. Last minute, you know, you want to take a trip and experience a different type of monument convention. We've all been to monument conventions. They're all great. They're all got their little, you know, you got your little feel for each monument convention. This is different, man. This is different. This is more. This is a gathering. This is, you know, it's about having a really good time, letting your hair down. I mean, I don't have hair anymore.
Well, you know, I'm kind of, you know, it's
you're getting there. It's a really unique convention.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, of course, this will be the first MONUCON that I've got the opportunity to go to, and Tony, he's done nothing but, you know, talked about how incredible his first experience with MONUCON was, and I've been really.
But you can't let me down, Joe. I've been talking about it for a while now, so you know, if he goes out there and goes, man, that sucks, man, then I'm gonna feel bad.
You know, there is always an opportunity. We'll make sure you guys have a great time. I will personally. I mean, we have a lot of fun events, right? We concentrate on being on the floor as long as possible. So we're having not only breakfast, lunch on the floor, but cocktail hours on the floor. Then when we're not on the floor, there's clubs right inside. It's like a mini Las Vegas all in one.
Oh man, it's been great. And I know, like, I've already talked to a couple of vendors. I know my guys over at Monu Works are going to be there. They're going to come, and so I'm excited for them because this will be a big show for them. I know Dakota Granite's coming. Is the Rock coming? Is that right?
Rock is coming. Yep. Batur and Girardi.
Batur and Girardi. And man, Mark Girardi's a phenomenal guy. And if you have a hard time with Mark, Paige is a sweetheart. She's great, and you can't beat her. But Mark's a great guy. he'll talk Bruins hockey with you until you're blue in the face. He was talking about Bruins hockey to me, and I was lost because I don't know what any of that is. So,
yeah, it's just there's a bunch of clubs, there's nightlife, there's a casino.
Yep.
It's like, what better? Bring cash because you got to spend it at the show. You maybe get some good deals if you bring a little green. You know what I mean? Or you gotta have just a great time, man. And it's once you're there, you don't have to worry about anything. We have great seminars. We got great displays. We got the We Rock podcast going to be doing a live event.
So we're not only doing the podcast while we're there. We're actually going up. We've already had kind of this conversation this week. We're gonna be doing some extra stuff that we'll talk about once we're there. You'll kind of find out on the way and all that stuff. But one of the things we're gonna do, come hang out with us, Joe. You and I talked about this. We're gonna do one at the bar, and you're welcome to come talk to us and hang out. We want to show y'all, we've been talking for a long time what the value of the conventions are. What's the value of showing up and being a part of these things? And we want you to see that purpose. And that is that if you show up to the bar and you kind of hang out, you get to talk about all these other little things and ask these little questions of everybody that's there. So we're going to be recording at the bar for an hour before. We're
not going to let it go too deep into the night.
But no, just so that you get an idea, we want you to get a feel of what it is that it's like when you're able to freely talk to other people that are like-minded, that are dealing with the same things. That we can talk about the families that throw a fit about XYZ or come in and are a problem. What do you do in this scenario? What do you do in that? So, man, that's going to be good. We're actually really looking forward to that. We figure y'all are putting us up. We're going all out. We're going to take this to the next level and show everybody just really how great y'all are out there, and really show everybody that's coming out a good time. Feel free while you're there to look for Austin and I out there and come visit. And we're there to shake your hands and
wearing like t-shirts. So you got to have special t-shirts made, or I know last time we showed up with hats.
Yeah, well, the problem is I'm afraid the hats are what started the coronavirus. It's
we are coronavirus at that show, man. I'm not gonna lie. I know the person who gave it to me because he was giving me the news and the weather at the bar, and I got it, and that was it. It was 6. I got it.
No, we did talk about some having some swag or whatever. We were probably right on the cusp of being too late for it. We'll see, but we're gonna at least have a couple of maybe to show you, and then the swag will be available for later. But some We Rock stuff as well. But yeah, no, we'll be around. I don't know. I think I'm gonna bring. Are you gonna bring your felt hat, Austin?
I want to. I'm trying to figure out how I want to bring it up there, because I don't want to wear it up there, because then that's on the airplane, and
you can ship it up if you guys want. I'm going Tuesday.
I without getting into too much detail, the seats we're in have plenty of leg room, so we'll be fine.
It's the front seats on Spirit.
We've got the one that's got the hole in the floor, so you can pedal. No, I mean, I figure I was going to bring my hat, so you'll see me around. And when I say felts, we're going to be wearing cowboy hats. You should be able to find us.
I guess.
So, but no, I think it's gonna. I'm excited. This is going to be such a great show. Of course, you got. I'm speaking. You're speaking. Who else is going to be speaking up there?
That is a great question. We have.
Of course, I caught you off guard. I didn't tell you I was going to ask that either.
Yeah, you did catch me off guard. I know we have a financial planner that specializes in small business owners about how to set up succession plans and things like that. I know that's going to be on Friday, and we have somebody else. I think it's hold on, I can just go on the agenda.
No, I do know who it is. It's I do know Don Calhoun is coming. Is that correct? Is that the other one?
There you go. That's right.
You can't look. It's worth the price of admission to see Don. I will share.
Right
I'm
before you.
absolutely comfortable sharing stories with Don. I've known him very well for a very long time. He's a very good friend of mine. And one of the first times I ever saw him, he was trying to make a point at a Southern convention, and he climbed on the table and basically sat in the lap of a gentleman who was there, who was attending with his girlfriend, who is a supplier. And so he did not know that guy from Adam and had his junk all in his face. It was hilarious. And but no, Don is a phenomenal guy, just one of the greatest guys in the industry, and very polite, very accommodating. So you can't miss out on him. He's a wealth of knowledge. I know a number of people that use him as a mentor. So you can't beat Don. But I think Austin, you kind of just sent me a little message about maybe we'll have some koozies with us that we can pass out as well for us, and at least hand those out. That way you keep your beer cold. Of course, are we going to really have to worry about keeping our beer cold up there?
There's so much flowing.
Yeah, we're gonna save money on printing the koozies. We're not doing our actual logo. It's just gonna be We Rock and Vermarco. Real simple.
That works.
Can you do condensed modified Roman?
Amen.
Yeah, but just so I can drive some people wild with it, I'm gonna make sure the kerning is absolute trash.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
Can we? Hey, look, let's. If it costs an extra couple of bucks on the other side of it, right? What font is this?
Man, it could be sponsored by I have an old truck to sell you.
It's almost like the new what's this font?
A lot. Yes.
Yeah,
I've been happily tagging Jonathan Benson in every one of those, and so feel free, if you see a new truck for sale, just go ahead and tag Jonathan Benson in it, for the sake of my pure pleasure and enjoyment. It's worth every bit of it.
Oh yeah, because on some of those he's going to call in and inquire, and then I want to hear the back conversation whenever he goes to Laquita and goes, "Hey, look at another truck."
For those of y'all who don't know Jonathan, of course, we've talked about him a lot because we love the guy. He's such a phenomenal man. He loves the OBJ, the OBS, the old body style trucks. So pick the older the better. If you post it, tag him in it, and I guarantee you he's calling his wife going, "Hey baby, what do you think of this?" Mm-hmm. And she's going to sit there and shake her head because she doesn't want him having something busted.
Just circling back to this 50% off offer for We Rock. Listen, the sponsors, they make our show. We just try to cover our expenses with the fee. $450 for the weekend. It's nothing. So now you're gonna be getting it for $225 for a weekend. You might bring the kids, the grandkids, grandparents.
That $225 that you're going to save on that, that's 2 chisels. Go pick you up 2 chisels, and hell, pick up your 2 chisels, bring them by me. I'll tell you how to use them and what you can use them for. I have no problem doing that. But gosh, I don't know. It's almost like it's a roll of stencil nowadays. I don't know. It may be, don't get lost in the cost of a roll of stencil. Get lost in maximizing how much money that roll of stencil is producing. But no, I mean, it's 225 is a flat marker. It's all kinds of different things. So you look at, you got to figure, I love, for better or worse, Dave Pace, he's been a friend of mine for a long time. And one of the things he said a long time ago that has stuck with me forever, and I've said it ad nauseum, I've said it on the podcast before, is that when you go to a convention, you want to come home with an idea that you can make $10,000 on. Mm-hmm. And that is the key. So if you're going to be saving the $225 off of, your registration, show up out there. If it's just you, that's great. If it's the more the merrier. Look, register. For those of y'all, you're going to write it off out of your business account. Fly you and your wife out. Have somebody watch the kids. Let your wife go to the spa. It's an Indian casino. I guarantee you, there's a spa. There's gosh, if there's two spas, they're great spas.
Listen, there's indoor golf. You want to do 9 holes on indoor golf? Go ahead, go do it. It's in a bubble. You want to play tennis? It's there. You want to go to the pool? They got like 4 pools on the property. There's so much to do. You want to gamble a little? You go gamble. You want to play cards? You play cards. You want to go drink all night? That's the food. Yeah, man. We're gonna have lunch on Friday. We're gonna have lunch and we're gonna have a cocktail hour. Plenty of food during cocktail hour. A lot of the vendors are gonna be taking out their clients. We have the best restaurants. We have the best tables on hold for them. Like tables of 25, tables of 10. So even if you just want to take your team out, give us a call. We'll give you the best restaurant, best steakhouse, whatever you want. It's there. Chinese food, steak, Italian. We'll have another cocktail hour Saturday night, and then a real party on Saturday night, like a wedding. And
it's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be done up well. I'm gonna flat say you're missing out if you don't go. And this isn't because hands down. We've said for a while that MONUCON is sponsoring us, and I'll be flat out straight. No money has exchanged hands. MONUCON has not spent money giving us cash towards anything. The way that they're sponsoring us is they're flying us out there to be there and be a part of it. We're not making $1 off of this. We're just excited to be a part of it, and these guys are great guys. So I will tell you, if you don't go, you're missing out. It is. I loved it the last time I was out there. And it's going to be a great time. So it's coming up. We're around the corner. So we are less than 2 months at this point.
Yeah, it'll be here quicker than you think.
I'll put it out there, man. If there's people that partake in that legal green herb, they have a freaking cannabis store right on property. You can go get that shit too. Get some gummies, have some fun, whatever. We'll be there.
Yeah. Go find a.
We'll make sure you get back to your room at the end of the night. No problem.
Yeah, go find a place. You can spend the evening blowing bubbles in your milk or whatever it is you do with that stuff. And
we got everything. We got everything covered. No problem.
Yeah. So, no, it's going to be great. This is going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the folks I haven't seen in a while. I'm hoping that Brooksy's going to be there. Of course, I know that Cokes will be there, right? And Dan Giroux, I've already talked to Dan. Dan's an awesome guy. He and I always, he's so unassuming, and I know he's listening. What's funny is he and I get together and we always end up staying up way too late talking about stuff. And we never regret it, but it's, he's become such a good friend of mine and a great guy. I will find a hat to put on him so that y'all can find him and talk to him yourself.
Dan is one of the nicest guys in the industry. And I have a special way of pissing people off, and I get under his skin sometimes, and I know he loves me, and I love him back. And it's just the type of person I am. But he is dynamite, man. You want to talk about an artist, a sculptor?
Yep.
He is dynamite, man. I know you guys are.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I'm actually using some of his images in my discussion, so we're going to talk about what you can use and what works to further your stuff. So my talk is really going to be that I've kind of said this for a while, which is I can't sell that in my area. I'm gonna basically walk you through how you can start selling the things that we do in your area, the steps to get there, to see outside of the box and those kind of things, so that you can move your business that direction, move your business from being what is the commodity and how are you different from the guy down the road to actually being different and visible from the guy down the road. That is what we want to do. I'm going to show you how to take something when somebody says, man, that's just too expensive. This is how you take it, and this is what you do to adjust it. So I've actually used I'm going to use a couple of his pieces in that. Joe, I think you're going to send me a couple of images as well. We're going to use some of your stuff. I'm trying to use some of the stuff from that area, not just my area, to show people how to take it, how to switch it and move it up a little bit, and maybe push the elements a little bit, so that one, you can sell to people who have a smaller budget and stretch that dollar quite a bit, but also to show man, this is what you need to do in these other situations where you're really trying to push it. Just that you've got carte blanche. Do this, add this, do those kind of things. So
are y'all's two talks back to back?
No, unfortunately, you guys are leaving.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yours.
My show. I'm doing it 12 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, we've got to get out because I've said that my kids will kill me. It's probably my wife that's going to have to deal with me more than anything. Wife. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. She's a German woman. Don't make her mad. So same thing.
My wife's a Polish woman. Like, should her and your wife be getting along? Or
well, your wife is awfully quiet when my wife's around. It's
she's just afraid she's going to storm over or something. I don't know.
So no, it's I'm looking forward to it, Joe. We appreciate you coming out. It's going to be such a great time. So yes. We're gonna have a great show. But we're gonna be recording a lot of stuff. Actually, we're gonna be doing some Facebook Live stuff as well. So we'll be able to share some stuff that way as well. And
I think we're talking starting from the airport. Pretty much, we're gonna start getting some content up.
Yep.
Great. I tend to have a lot of fun with it.
Oh yeah, and that's the key. If we're not having a good time doing this, it's not worth it. That's what we've said for a long time. We're very Austin and I are very fortunate to have the number of listeners that are listening to this and downloading it, and we see all of y'all because we know how many downloads there are. We're very grateful. We don't share the numbers because it's really not worth it, but we see the numbers and we're pretty impressed with what they are. But the deal is we have a good time, and if there weren't any of y'all listening, we'd still be doing it just because we have a good time doing it. It's fun,
right?
That's it.
I mean, if I can't pick on somebody, we've already had this conversation a few times anyway. But this is if we're not picking on somebody, we're not having a good time. So may as well. But we thank you Joe.
I tell you that much. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you guys. Started talking to Tony constantly.
No worries at all. Well, look, the Scott and me is making me loud, so you're gonna have to deal with that. So
I've already told Tony for whenever he gets to do his talk, I'm gonna make sure I'm sitting in the front with an applause sign, every now and then, just to keep it going.
That's great. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty nervous about speaking in front of crowds. I never really enjoyed that. I'm a one-on-one talker. I'm a close talker. I'm a low talker. So,
you said there's a Canada store there, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a shot of liquid courage. But I don't need to be, blowing bubbles on stage and shit like that,
No, you'll be all right, Joe. I have found that when it's something you're passionate about, something you love, it's easy to get up and do it. It's funny because I know that I end up nobody tends to believe this, but I am actually quite the introvert. I have my friends and things like that. We do this, but for this, it's in my mind, it's just the three of us here sitting having a conversation. It's not that big a deal. I do get a little worked up when I'm in big crowds, and so when I go to conventions, I come home and I crash hard. Because it's being on all the time. But I tend to do really well when I'm just secluded in my own little spot. So you'll be fine. Once you get into a spot where you're talking about the things that you love, it's the passion of what you have that takes over and does way more than the worry about anybody sitting out there.
And one thing I do is I love our industry. I really do. I just want to bring it back to what it was.
Yeah,
bring it back to what it was.
And I think we're on the right path. I'm very happy to see what I've seen in the industry over the last couple of years, but we still have a long way to go. So,
sure.
But all right, guys. Well, on that note, I think we'll shut it down for today, and we'll catch y'all on the back end. Have a good one.
Good.
Thank you.